The phoenix is a creature of myth. It is a bird of fire, born from ashes. Legend says it lives for 1,000 years, then it bursts into flames and is reborn from its own ashes. This cycle repeats forever. The phoenix is a symbol of hope, renewal, and immortality. Many stories are told about the phoenix. Some say its tears have healing powers. Others say a single feather can grant eternal life. But the phoenix is a creature of mystery. It guards its secrets well. One thing is certain, the phoenix is a powerful force. It is not to be trifled with. The Museum of Antiquities was buzzing. Tonight was the grand opening of the Myths Made Real exhibit. The star attraction was a single shimmering feather. Legend said it was the feather of the phoenix. Evelyn Carter, a young historian, adjusted her glasses. She leaned closer to examine the feather. It glowed with an inner light. Evelyn had spent months researching the exhibit. She knew the legend well. Suddenly, the alarms blared. Red lights flashed, bathing the museum in an eerie glow. Chaos erupted as a figure dressed in black smashed the display case. They snatched the feather and disappeared into the crowd. Evelyn watched in shock as the thief fled. Her heart pounded. This was a disaster. She had to get the feather back. But how? Just then, a hand clamped down on her shoulder. Evelyn spun around to face a man with piercing blue eyes and a mischievous grin.
"Damien Cross at your service," he said with a wink. "Looks like we have a case."
Damien was a rogue archaeologist known for his daring exploits and knack for finding lost treasures. He had been hired by the museum to secretly protect the feather. Clearly, he had arrived too late. Evelyn and Damien followed a trail of clues left by the thief. It led them on a chase across continents. They deciphered ancient riddles, dodged museum guards, and even outran a pack of wild dogs in the Egyptian desert.
"This feather is more important than we thought," Evelyn said, catching her breath. "Someone is willing to go to great lengths to possess it."
Damien nodded, his eyes serious. "The legend says the feather grants eternal life, but there's always a catch."
Their search led them to Cairo, Egypt.
They believed the thief was headed to the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Legend spoke of a hidden chamber within, accessible only with a special scarab amulet.
Evelyn and Damien discovered the amulet hidden in a secret compartment within an ancient sarcophagus.
As Evelyn carefully lifted the scarab, it began to glow.
The hieroglyphs on its surface seemed to writhe and shift.
"This is it, the key to the chamber."
Using the scarab, Evelyn and Damien unlocked the hidden chamber beneath the Great Pyramid. Inside, they found a group of people dressed in crimson robes. They called themselves the Guardians of the Flame.
"We have been protecting the secrets of the phoenix for centuries. The feather does indeed grant eternal life, but at a terrible cost. The feather feeds on life force. To remain immortal, one must constantly drain the life from others."
The thief! He was one of you, wasn't he?
Yes, a former guardian consumed by greed. He stole the feather to claim its power for himself.
This is madness. They found him in the chamber, his face pale and gaunt. He looked ancient, his life force nearly depleted by the feather's insatiable hunger. "Don't you see? This is the only way to cheat death." Evelyn and Damien were horrified. They had been so focused on finding the feather, they hadn't considered the consequences of its power. The thief had already used the feather, draining the life force of innocent people.
Evelyn and Damien knew they had to stop him, but how could they fight someone willing to sacrifice everything for immortality?
I have an idea. I challenge you to a contest of knowledge about the phoenix.
He was so consumed by his desire for eternal life, he agreed, believing his knowledge would be superior. Evelyn, however, had studied the legends carefully.
The phoenix's true nature is about renewal, not just endless existence.
She outsmarted the thief, reminding him of the phoenix's true nature. The thief, defeated and drained, crumbled to the floor. The feather, sensing its master's weakness, pulsed with light. It flew from his grasp and landed softly in Evelyn's hand.
What's happening?
Suddenly the chamber began to tremble. A wave of heat washed over them. The feather glowed brighter and brighter until it burst into flames.
"Evelyn, drop it!"
Evelyn gasped and dropped the feather. But the flames didn't burn. Instead, they swirled and danced, taking the form of a majestic bird. The phoenix, bathed in firelight, soared above them. It let out a piercing cry that echoed through the chamber before disappearing in a burst of flames. The feather was gone, returned to ash. But the legend of the phoenix, the symbol of hope and renewal, lived on.
We did it, Damien. We really did it.
Evelyn and Damien emerged from the pyramid, forever changed by their encounter with the mythical creature. They had learned that true immortality came not from cheating death, but from living a life worthy of remembrance.